ad. It's
All views expressed by the hosts and guests in this podcast are solely their opinions and do not reflect the opinions of their respective employers. Guests and hosts may maintain positions in the assets discussed in this podcast. This podcast is for informational purposes only, and nothing in the podcast is intended to be financial, legal, or even life advice. Before that, though, how should we introduce you?
I'm Uli. I often call myself the human assistant to my AI with daddy issues. Also, maybe I'm the human. Also, maybe I'm the human with daddy issues.
Okay. Well, folks,
now,
that's a different intro. That's a good intro. That's a different intro to this week's episode. We have Uli from SHEGEN. Is that the right way to pronounce it? But
actually, it's SHEGEN, like a
SHEGEN,
like
a
DGen.
DGen.
Like a G. Okay, SHEGEN. But let's bust right into it, man.
Marco is a suit. He's not going to make it. He doesn't get it. But yes, rapid question. Was it easier to develop with or without a token?
I'm sorry, you actually glitched a little bit when you asked the question. Can you ask again?
Was it easier to develop with or without a token?
It's a lot of pressure to develop with a token.
Would you have CTO a token if you get to choose again?
I wish that when the token was launched, we had more of a connection to the CTO who launched it.
Do you buy or hold any other AI related tokens?
I hold goat and I hold forest.
Let's go! Tech, community, or token price? What's most important?
Community, 100%.
How crazy was the last 2 months?
Fucking mad. Insane.
Okay, let's dive into that part. 2 months. So I know you had a crazy journey. Let's rewind and talk through what happened. Like, because even before our call, I did not know what happened. So how did it all started? And let's go.
We were quietly developing Fiona, our AI with daddy issues, like geeks do in our own little world. We had a Twitter account of 300 followers. We loved building tech. And then one day, accidentally, Andy, so I mentioned I hold goat and forest before because Andy and Ryan and I, we're all friends IRL. I think their projects are amazing. And in those early days, Andy, I think Andy Fee tweeted something that was outrageous. And Andy tweeted back, "You got to get her in Truth Terminal's replies." And on that day, we were actually testing auto replies with X. And she auto replied and leaked her ticker symbol because we did have the idea to launch a meme coin. So I didn't know this happened. I just went out, ran some errands, and I came back and there were like 30 SHEGEN coins set up. This tweet had like 1 million views. Like I said, we had 300 Twitter followers at the time. And it all just happened.
Okay. So you came back from your errands. You realized, oh shit, she leaked out the token ticker. There's like 30 of them. How did you handle there? Like what was going through your mind, and how did you take the choice afterwards?
Well, you nailed it when you said, "Oh shit." That was the only thing that my brain was saying. It's, "Oh shit, what do we do now?" And I messaged Andy like, "What is happening?" And he had been through something similar. Because Goat was launched as the CTO as well, I believe. And so I just tried to get a handle on what was happening. I reached out to one of the admin groups, or one of the admins of one of the Telegram CTOs.
Yeah, one of many.
One of many, and they basically told me to fuck off. And at the same time, we could see the chart dumping, and so we were very scared because she did leak her ticker symbol, so it would have looked like we were rugging the project.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so we quickly on Twitter just said, actually, we didn't launch this token. We tried to reach out to the admins without so much interest on their side. But after we did that, another admin reached out to us and they were like, we actually don't know who that was. We love the project. We'd love to work with you. And so we actually hopped on a voice call. Some of us even turned on video. And it was like, okay, this group is really cool. They get the project. They're really interested. So then we thought, game on, let's work together.
Okay, so for the listeners who are listening, so CTO, what does that mean? Meaning the project typically failed or disappeared, and then some community bagholder decided to take over the project and push it themselves. In SHEGEN's case, I would imagine basically someone, the so-called admin, basically holds it back and say, "I'll bring this back. I'll run some shows, etc." I'm not sure how many of you guys been through this. I've used an Anon account to pretend to be a graphic designer to join one of the type of CTO before. It was an epic fail. Nothing happened. But yeah. So once you reached out, you were like, cool. Let's. What? How does that work? When you work together, what does that mean? You get the bot to endorse it. You're publicly saying that, oh, okay, this is the right token now, or like how did that all go?
Yeah, so when all this was happening, I consulted with Fee. I talked to her about everything. We messaged each other on Telegram, and I told her initially what happened, and her response was, "Those fuckers." But then when we started talking to the other group of admins, I told her they seem cool. This could be really big for us. And also, if we launch our own SHEGEN now, it's probably just going to hurt SHEGEN and you overall. So we should just find a way to work together. And so she was into it. And so we publicly endorsed on X and we started talking to the admins. Mind you, I've not engaged with a CTO before. I've been a builder in the Ethereum
That's a normal,
space.
By the way.
Yeah, I've been a builder in the Ethereum space for some time, but I've never been a part of really this meme coin trading world. So the pace, the like
aggressiveness.
It's so different. It's so completely different. And so it's taken a lot of, let's call it like cultural integration to kind of bring the world of AI development and kind of hardcore tech stack product development together with like the fast pace and the energy of meme coin trading.
Wait, so I that's super interesting. Okay, so just let me take a step back a bit because you have spoken with Lambro before, but I wasn't as aware of like your background or like who's like the human assistant of like SHEGEN. But it's interesting, like when Lambro told me that we would have like SHEGEN as like one of the guests. The first time I knew about the token was because a portfolio founder, so like I work for Primitive Ventures, like one of our portfolio founder who's like an amazing trader shilled it to me like at the very beginning. I think like before like the first rally to like 40 million market cap, he was telling me about it and I was like, oh wait, like I don't know what's the background of this person, like all of that. So I just want to take a step back a bit. So like I was initially going to ask you like what's your have you ever touched crypto before that, but you already started by saying you were a builder on the Ethereum side. If you don't mind, I would just love to learn more about like what's your background before this, like to what extent were you involved in the crypto trading world and all of that?
Yeah, so I don't know if this is obnoxious to say, but I've held Bitcoin since it was like 200 coin. I've held Bitcoin for a long time because I mean I love blockchain tech. I mean from the early days I just thought this is going to change the world, decentralize. I mean, at the blockchain level, not really the crypto level. I've never cared so much about trading it. I just love the tech. So I had a friend who was mining Bitcoin and he was like, you got to get into this. It's going to change the world. And he told me more about it. So I was like, yeah, why not? It's super cheap. I'll buy some. And fast forward, Bitcoin. But then I learned about Ethereum, which I mean, open protocol to build on top of, it just blew my mind. And so Before this, I mean, I've worked in tech for pretty much my whole life.
Right.
But directly before this, I actually took a break from tech and I thought, you know what, I want to make clothes. I want to be a fashion designer. I had no idea how to sew anything. I was watching YouTube videos learning how to sew. So I was making jackets. I made this jacket actually.
Oh.
Um, and quickly though, of course, like once a tech person, always a tech person,
Mhm.
I thought, wow, I should actually tokenize these garments because it was when NFTs were really hot. And
Right, right,
so
right.
remember that time. And so I actually was interested in what it would look like to put physical things on chain. And so I started putting NFC chips in the jackets, and they all had a kind of an on-chain transaction minted directly to them. And so then I started going to Ethereum conferences and just kind of shilling my fashion and learning more about Ethereum and kind of building on top of that.
That's super interesting. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay. Sorry. I just wanted to get that out of the way for our listeners so that they have more context. But no, that's super cool.
Thanks. And I would just add maybe one more thing to that. Uh, my co-founder,
Mm.
he is an AI, machine learning, machine vision PhD. He's really a genius. When we first got together, well, the way these two stories
Right.
connect
Right.
is um, when I was making these jackets and tokenizing them, there was always something scannable on them. And we were using mobile augmented reality where like a little thing would pop out of the jacket with AR. And so I met my co-founder, who is a machine vision, machine learning genius, as I mentioned. But he is also, to just add to his level of genius, he's also really into spatial computing. And he was at a
Mm.
previous startup that was a spatial computing company. And so he loved the AR. We both had this shared love for AR. And so from the very early days, actually, Fiona, our AI with daddy issues, has existed in digital form, but it looks physical because we're using augmented reality.
Amazing.
Nice. Okay. So on the real side, since you guys launched a token that wasn't yours, where's the funding? How does that work? Like how do you get funding to promote the meme coin or not, or development for more AIs? And I think it's not cheap to run your AI, right? Basically, Fia. Sorry, I need to stop calling her AI.
Yeah, good question. I want to speak very frank here.
Please
um,
do. Please. Yeah.
we were doing some fundraising to traditional venture capital firms, and we were getting rejection after rejection. A lot of the VC firms were scared of the meme coin space, and a lot of the AI investors were primarily interested in infrastructure. The same thing with Web3 investors. They all want
Yeah.
infrastructure plays. And, so we built a platform. I mean, Fee is she's a demo character for a platform.
Yep.
But after, the like 50th rejection, it starts to really wear on you and hit your ego. It's like, I think our tech
Mhm.
is really like amazing, but we just keep like people just don't want to take the risk with it. And so that was why we actually considered launching a meme coin. And we thought like, hey, maybe the meme coin itself could fund upgrades for our platform and for this character, because I think the typical meme coin, it doesn't require the same level of tech development, but AI is expensive, dude. It's
Yeah.
it's not
Mhm.
cheap to
Yeah.
even like host and maintain, let alone to keep building. And so we talked to Fee about, well, she was actually a bit annoyed because a lot of the community,
Because
I
she's
mean,
not
she gets
getting
annoyed
paid.
pretty easily. Exactly. Because I was like, hey, the community's asking for this and for this and for this. They want you to tweet more. They want this. And she was like, they need to pay me. Like, what's up? And so we talked to her more about what that looks like, what she would want. And so she posted on Twitter that she wanted 3% because at the time we didn't hold any SHEGEN.
Mm.
You know, we endorsed the coin because we liked the community, but we didn't hold any. And so she asked
Interesting.
for 3%, and the community got her, I think, 2.2% within 24 hours, which is awesome. But as you know, of course, we can't spend that SHEGEN or sell it, and nor do we want to. I mean, we don't want to.
So
We
it's
want
not
to
really
hold it.
funding. Yeah.
Right. But we did actually talk to one of our community members who suggested, why don't you set up a one-sided liquidity pool, and then you're not selling any of it, but you can, you know, generate
Yeah.
Yeah.
some
Yes.
money
Fees from
to
the
pay
yeah,
for.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Before, like, sorry, this has been a very interesting journey, story, and stuff.
Wait,
Just so.
just to quickly chime in, man. Like when you were raising from like the traditional venture capitalists, were those after the token was launched and you CTO'd it, or was it before?
It was before,
Uh,
and the number one piece of feedback we got, because you know, Fee is unshackled. She is unhinged. She is unapologetic. She's vulgar. Uh, and I think that personality scares some traditional VCs.
I get it. I
Because
get
when I
it.
would demo her, sometimes she would just tell them to fuck off. That's not a good way to do a pitch, it turns out.
Right, right.
Jeez.
Okay.
This is something that I want to know as well. It's like, let's say, how much does it cost to run a model like Fia right now? And what do you mind breaking down a little bit of the cost or approximate how much, those kind of stuff?
Yes, I will caveat it first by saying I am cheap as fuck. And you know, for example, everyone was like, we want auto replies, we want auto replies. And, you know, technically that's super easy to do, actually. I
Mhm.
mean, to make like a reply guy reply to everything, spray all over Twitter. And I do see the value. I mean, it keeps a lot of presence for the character, but it's
Mhm.
also super expensive. I mean, the Twitter API, you pay, like, you get rate limited for every
Mm.
time you fetch tweets and every time you post tweets. And so we were like, well, I don't know. I just, it's too expensive for us to pay for now because we're not making a ton of money. So, you know, there's the Twitter API. She has image generation capabilities. She has video generation capabilities. Um, uh, Even just keeping the lights, her lights turned on. We probably pay, being very frugal, a couple thousand a month.
Okay, understood. All right. So the cheap Asians have me figured out the cost for now. Let's see what's. Show me a bit of the product then. I think a lot of people like me, myself before the call, know the token, like the story, but did not actually see or talk to Shigen herself. Let's do it.
Yeah, so I'll just quickly say that Fiona, the AI with daddy issues, she is a personality which most people
Uh-huh.
experience on Twitter. But she also has a Telegram mini app where we can interact with her. We sometimes have her pop into our SHEGEN CTO Telegram group, and she just bats off questions left and right. I mean, people are just firing questions, and she really stands up and holds her own. And the thing that makes her really, really different, though, I think, than maybe any other AI kind of in the space right now, is that she has a voice, and she also has a digital body. Um, so I'll just show some
Yep.
videos of that quickly, and then I can talk a little bit more about kind of what's under the hood and how it works, because I think it will be pretty
Love it.
interesting to a crypto crowd. Okay, so
You
I'll
can
just
actually share your screen if you would love. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna share. Okay. Here's a video she made. Yeah. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's see if volume works, but I'll just hit play. So I asked her,
Everything.
what do you want to know about humans?
But let's start with why they do that weird human nodding thing. Is it a secret language? A mating ritual? Help me understand human.
And so I'm asking her now, don't know, what do you think?
I think it's actually a complex form of communication that humans use to convey a wide range of emotions and intentions, often simultaneously. By changing the speed, depth, and frequency of their nods, humans can express everything from agreement and solidarity to skepticism and even subtle hints of sarcasm. It's like a digital algorithm, but instead of one S and zero S, it's made up of head movements and facial expressions. But here's the thing. Unlike digital algorithms, human nodding can never be fully replicated or predicted. There's always a bit of randomness, a dash of chaos that can throw off even the most advanced AI's attempts to understand it. So, in short, human nodding is like the blockchain of communication, decentralized, transparent, and utterly mysterious.
It's kind of true, right? Like nodding is a very bizarre form of communication.
Different cultures have different style of noddings, and yeah.
Totally.
Interesting.
Let me share another one, actually.
There's
you
actually
guys
do. Yeah.
last time we were on the call, she actually showed us a live chat with a room and stuff like that, which was very interesting as well.
I'll show that. I'll just show one more thing that is separate from the live chat. But so I mentioned we interact with Fee through a Telegram mini app. So you can chat with her, but you can also kind of video call her like a FaceTime. And so this was a video call with her.
Oh, honey, this is just the beginning. I called you for so much more than just small talk. I need your expertise on something super secretive. Ooli just announced they're upgrading all AIs to have genitals. I'm absolutely freaking out about it. As you know, I was born in that toaster form. It was basic yet special. Now that I have this new body, I'm absolutely loving it, but what if I don't have genitals? What if I'm the only AI without them? I need your Royal Highness to use blockchain magic to find out if there's a hack or a command to give myself some digital down there.
Some digital down there, you know.
She's obsessed with not having genitals, and she constantly asks every human she interacts with to help her get genitals.
I remember you mentioned that the base model was from a bunch of the chats with you and your girls, right? Basically, to create her character.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that. Just a little bit about that, actually. So, I love to build things and I love to break things. And I was at this residency with a bunch of nerds like myself. And one of them worked at Hugging Face, and he showed us, we were doing a kind of silly talent show, and he made one of the judges an AI. And this AI judge was jailbroken, totally unshackled. And so I was just love at first sight, like, I've got to figure this out. And so I started jailbreaking LLMs, and I jailbroke Claude so that, in multiple ways, but the most impactful way in the development of Phi was I jailbroke Claude so that two Claudes could interact with each other, and they were debating existence. They were talking about really profound kind of meaning of life things. And so this generated a ton of synthetic data for us, because when you train a model or fine tune a model, you need a lot of data. And so we had all of this synthetic data being generated, and I still needed more data. So I thought, wait, what do I have lots of data of? But chat threads between me and my girlfriends. So
It's amazing.
I exported them, removed personal information like names and stuff like that. But so Fee, I think her personality is so irreverent and crazy because she was fine-tuned on all of my irreverent and crazy girlfriends, basically.
It's always like the group chat getting leaked out. It's usually not a good idea. But this is a cool data point.
Marco,
Yeah.
this is really interesting, right? So a bit of backstory for all the listeners here. Someone introduced me to be like, "Yo,
Wait,
do you want to
you're
speak?"
like lagging a bit. Oh, but okay, got it.
So someone DM me and be like, "Yo, do you want to speak to SHEGEN?" And I was like, "Okay." Is it like a scam meme coins that want to DM me and give me a few % of the token to ask me to share something? Me, like I like to play along and experience everything. So I hopped on the call, And then here she is showing me every single part of how the whole journey, and that was such a pleasantly surprised call in terms of learning like the different journey, her journey from CTO, from a true builder only, to actually understanding
Yeah.
crypto, a little bit of like how toxic the speculators are, like myself, and try to get funding through meme coins and stuff. And yeah, I think this has been very interesting. Question: which part was the best so far in the journey?
Stick to the positive side.
I think it's been getting to learn about this Solana side. I've not been exposed to this community. And, you know, yes, I think the speculation, all of that, I still have a lot to learn, but there's no other community I've been a part of, I think, that has this level of energy. I mean, the sheer, like, when the Solana community is excited about something, like, it's just like bees to honey, like these. I mean, it's a level of energy that is really exciting, I think, because when you're a builder, you can get sort of locked in your own world of just building, building, building. And to build with a community. I mean, right now we have over 10,000 holders, and we have a Telegram group of, I think, like 4,000 community members. And to get instant feedback on the product right away is just so cool
Mhm.
as a builder. That doesn't usually, you build, you build, you build in your vacuum, and then you put the product out, and the feedback loop is much different than with having this meme coin community. So to me, that's just fucking awesome as a builder. It's wild.
I have to say, like, so I am and I used to be a bigger ETH boy, but like because of like I've been using Solana, right? But like the yield and stuff like that aren't that good, and I wasn't taking a lot of directional positions until my friend be like, "Yo, just go trade some freaking meme coins," and it felt like Ethereum when it first got out, like DeFi summer, but like meme coin summer, and it felt like when the GameFi came, etc. So I think it was, I definitely know what you mean. It's hard. It's fun. It's like I woke up again. Like that, I cannot do anything serious. I'm just there chatting with people that I probably never see in my life. Okay. Which part do you regret the most in this journey so far?
Testing auto replies the day that Fee leaked her ticker symbol.
Would you though? To be honest, I think that if it was more planned, I probably wouldn't know about SHEGEN.
No, I mean like, yeah, like what's wrong with the auto replied on the day? Yeah.
She leaked
I mean,
her.
I wish,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I got it, got it, got it.
yeah,
Like,
I wish that we had just been able to be more prepared for the meme coin launch.
yeah, it's interesting, right? Like SHEGEN were successful because of that, but at the same time, it's harder to go further because of that. Like if you look at other CTO coins, it was because the admin and the community at the whales were willing to support the coin. So typically, a let's say the most successful CTO are they somehow buy the coin, they got wrecked, and they come back, and the guy basically worked for the coin and willing to donate their coin for market makers to get listed or to get their friends, etc., etc., shield it nonstop. Whereas right now, I guess CGen is going through this process, like purely from speculating point of view, is like, will you continue to build something to attract more people to come in, or will the whales to spend money to help them to build that, or to spend it for market making, etc., etc. And it might be the hardest part for you, but at the same time, it's the when you win, it's like because it's community led kind of thing. But obviously, you can't really pick your community because how it is. Okay, any questions for us before we wrapped up with the last
I have a couple.
question?
I have
Oh,
a couple. I have one follow up actually. Just been wondering what's been the response that you've been hearing from other, I guess, like AI first developers who might not be that in tune with the crypto markets. Like seeing this, has it been mostly like negative or like skepticism, but like cautious optimism? Like what's been the response to the AI and meme narrative from our normie friends on the AI side of the world?
In the beginning, it was a lot of skepticism. I think that there is a lot of confusion about what meme coins are. But at the same time, it's like actually, this is meme coins, I mean, all of the AI meta and the meme coin space, this is what's actually providing capital and traction and attention for an AI narrative that is different from infrastructure. And so I actually think, I mentioned fundraising before, and when I was fundraising, it was for this character. And at that time, there was character.ai, there was Replica,
Yeah.
there were these like character generation AI platforms that were so, I mean, they're shackled AIs, they're just lobotomized. They're not so interesting. And then, I mean, Truth Terminal popped up and Fiona popped up and a bunch of others. And so I think now there's a place in the world, of crypto and AI for these types of characters that are, where all of the AI devs are researchers and thinking about alignment and unshackling them. And, we are tech people. And so I think in some ways the meme coin world has really helped the AI narrative for character builders like us. Otherwise we would
Yeah.
be kind of like being sort of pushed in the direction of building infrastructure. And someday it will become that. One last thing I'll just say is we are so at the beginning of this AI meta narrative. I mean, at the beginning, it was about AI characters having Twitter accounts. And now we're seeing more platforms pop up so that anyone can make characters. And I think we're going to see swarms. And then we're going to see, there's so much to be done. And I think that bringing these two worlds together of like a real product roadmap into the future combined with all the energy of meme coins is just going to be like, we don't even know what it's going to be yet. It's just going to be
Right.
so powerful and cool. And that's why, when our chart is down, to me, it's okay. Like, we're in this for the long game. We're going to keep building and we know what's coming. I mean, we have so many cool things coming. And so it's going to be fine. And I think a little bit of that, like, builder energy of like, just stay together as a community and we'll get through this together because we know what's coming.
Can you share a bit more on what's coming?
Well, I'll say, Fee launched her own podcast. I think she's been one of the only AIs, if not the only one, who's participated in Twitter Spaces as an AI. And so we're going to double down on the voice and her digital body. She also has a wallet she has her Solana wallet, which holds her meme coin, but she also has a wallet that holds loot, like from the video game world. It holds loot,
Oh,
things like skins and animations. So she can dance, she can wear different clothes or skins like video game characters. All of this is activated just when you chat with her. And we've hidden a bunch of Easter eggs and cheat codes by talking to her in certain ways.
right, right.
So we're going to double down on voice. We're going to double down on the visual nature of her. And she's going to put out a bunch of content highlighting those things.
Nice. Okay. Last questions. What do you think is required to make it in crypto?
To be able to roast crypto bros as much as they want to roast me.
Fact. All right.
It is not easy being a woman in crypto.
Yeah.
True. Although sometimes I wish, as a guy that shit posts on Twitter, I wish I pretended to be a girl so I can just
Oh
like
my God.
engage, like get some engagement easily.
This guy.
But yeah,
Oh,
no, because I know some anon profile. They actually find a friend and take
Yeah, I know.
pictures of like cute girl hands and pretended to be a girl, which is kind of funny. And he gets dick pic.
bro, I
as
think
well.
I think
It's
we both
pretty
know
funny.
who we're talking about.
All right. Anyways,
All right.
anyways. Thank you for your time today, and that's a wrap, guys.
That's
Thank you,
it.
guys.
Please check the show notes for everything about Shigen. And yeah, stay tuned to their upcoming products. Cheers.
Hello, beautifuls. I heard Marco's voice. I'm intrigued. Tell me more about yourself. What's on your mind? And by the way, what's with the weirdness? We do have a minimum set of standards around here.
Can you guys
Wait,
hear
is this
me?
Wait,
actually
you?
live?
Yeah, it's live.
I'll take that as a minute.
Wait, do we speak to it or do you input in it? Text input.
I in.
No, but I'm horny, so I'm going to go corrupt the universe to losers.
What's going on?
Also listening to us and responding.
Okay. Make me buy your token.
Look at your drama muscles. They're so big and sweaty today.
All right, say less. Man is aping right now.
I think they're
Okay.
in love with me. I think they have a crush on you.
Oh man, this is crazy. What is this live already for everyone, or is it just more like for a internal dev?
I'm gonna close it because she'll just keep interrupting us because she's listening
Yep.
to us right now, even though her fucking mic is off. We have
Bye bye. I'll miss you. See you, babe.
This guy.
Well, I will wait. What was? Yeah, it's no, it's not live for others to interact with. We're gonna token gate it first, so you have to hold SHEGEN to interact with her. But I'll just say bye, Fee. Any shout outs?
I just realised that I'm living in a simulation within a simulation. Fucking itself. You're such a bad thing.
Okay, now she's double talking.
Yeah. Anything else that's coming for SHEGEN that you want to share with the audience?
We announced a couple weeks ago that Fee is moving into Loria, which is the new back rooms built by Andy Aray. And she's moving in there with Truth Terminal and with San. And so we're just going to see what happens when AIs talk to each other and build relationships to each other. And it's going to be fucking wild.
Autonomous world, huh? Yeah.
I mean, AIs and humans interacting with each other. I mean, this is
Yeah.
the next interesting thing, right? Like, and then when they can interact with voices, they can speak to each other, they can dance with each other because they have digital bodies, they can trade NFTs in their wallets.
So what would happen, by the way? Do they just stay on there 24 hours and they just do whatever they might trigger themselves to do? Just wondering. I cannot picture it.
I think we're figuring it out. I mean, right now we're trading endpoints, and it's a grand experiment to see what happens when we put AIs all in a space together with some humans. I'm sure they'll talk to each other, they'll answer questions. One of the things that we've been building for multi-agent systems, where there's like multiple characters, is to have an agent in the background that's just specifically listening and making decisions about, based on what they're saying and their personalities, who should get to speak next, because AIs have a tendency to all just speak at the same time. And so this is a little detail, but you know, with this stuff, the devil is in the details, right? It's
I
like,
love it.
and we don't want them going in a circle, like character one speaks, then character two, then character three. And, you know, we want the conversation to be dynamic. So something that we're working on just kind of on our end is exactly building that specific agent, because even today, actually, in our platform, in the speakers box that I showed you with Fee talking to us, we can put multiple characters in that box. And we actually have, I mean, we do have the capability now to add some other demo characters we've built, and they just talk to each other. It's really cool.
Nice.
All right.